Today, I'm sharing with you how I transformed a very plain vintage secretary into a beautiful French-inspired piece. I thrifted this vintage secretary for $20, and I was immediately drawn to it because it was very similar in size and shape to one that I had seen in my inspiration pictures. The secretary is tall but narrow, it's solid wood, and it has these beautiful, gracefully arched legs. It is a drop front desk. Unfortunately, it's missing the knob on the top, so I had to pry it open with my fingers. The previous owner had painted it pink, which is not going to work for me. I will be changing the color. The chain that holds the lid open was also missing, so I ordered a replacement chain from Amazon for that purpose. In addition to the main desk area, which has the cubby holes and the writing surface, it also has this very spacious drawer. I started out by lightly sanding the whole desk just to rough up the surface. I am going to be using chalk paint, which sticks to pretty much anything, but it definitely helps to have a surface that's been lightly sanded. And afterwards, I follow that up with a good cleaning to remove any dust and grime. This secretary desk is quite beautiful, but it's very plain. So I decided to add some moldings to emulate the French secretaries that I saw in my inspiration pictures, and I used some air-dried clay in my silicone molds. I wanted to add some detail along the lid of the secretary, maybe one of these borders. And for the legs, I wanted to use the acanthus leaf design to add some beauty and interest. These molds are very easy to use. I ordered these from Amazon several years ago, and I have used them for several furniture projects. So you start out by placing a light dusting of cornstarch on the design that you want to use, and you press with your fingers to make sure that the clay gets into all the nooks and crannies. Afterwards, you scrape any excess from the top, flip the mold over, and bend it so that you can carefully peel away the design that you just created. I made several sections of my border motif, and then I proceeded to make 4 acanthus leaves, one for each of the legs. Sometimes, if you're working with a very detailed design, when you try to unmold it, it breaks. And if that happens, just wet your finger with a little water, rub it along the edges that's separated, and you can glue these back together. Because I want to be able to manipulate these and adjust them to the shape of the furniture, I'm not going to let these dry. I'm going to just apply some wood glue and place them directly in the areas that I need them. This way I can manipulate them with my fingers and make sure that they fit flush with the areas that I want to glue them on. If you've ever worked with air dry clay, you know that these designs that you make tend to shrink and crack as they dry. One way you can minimize this is by covering them while they're still fresh with saran wrap to minimize the cracking. I wasn't too concerned about it because I was going for a very time-worn look, so I didn't take the trouble to do that. My husband was absolutely horrified that I didn't use a ruler, I didn't ensure that the corners were square, so I had to remind him of my favorite saying, perfection is the enemy of beauty. I decided that I wanted to have a design glued on the center of the lid of the secretary, and my molds didn't have anything that was large enough to do that, so I went to Lowe's and I checked out their wood applique section, and there were several choices to pick from, most of them very reasonably priced. So I bought this design for the corners. I thought I wanted to have something on the corners of the secretary. They were about $7 each. And then I also bought this scroll design for the center of the lid. When I got home, I realized that the corner appliques were much too large for the lid, so I ended up returning those. And using wood glue, I attached the scroll design to the center of the lid. I also made 4 little rosettes to attach to each corner of the lid. As far as my painting supplies, I'm going to be using this Annie Sloan chalk paint in Paris Gray. This was given to me by a friend. She purchased it to make over one of her coffee tables. She never used it, so she ended up giving it to me. I'm also using this cheaper brand of chalk paint by Folk Art. It's in the color sheepskin, so it's basically a creamy white. And then I have some clear wax by Behr and dark wax by Behr. I do want a slightly antique distressed finish, so that's why I have a selection of waxes. I finished the first coat of the gray paint. It always looks a little bit scruffy with the first coat. This is the lid of the desk. Normally I would be painting outside, but the weather has been so unpredictable. One minute it's sunny, one minute it's pouring down rain. I thought it was safer just to do it in here. And I also did the drawer. All of the unpainted parts on the drawer and on the lid will be painted with the cream paint. And now that I've done these, I'll wait for them to dry, and I will turn my attention to the chair. I finished putting 2 coats of paint on the desk and the chair, and I think it looks pretty good. I think 2 coats is all I need. One thing that I am not very happy with is now that the paint is on, I see a lot of, not necessarily cracks, but I see, you can see here, because this is an old piece, some gaps are very visible. I'm not trying to achieve a perfect finish. I am going for a slightly distressed appearance, but those gaps are very big, which I'm not happy about. So, especially this one here, as you can see, I think what I'm going to do is try to fill them. I've successfully done this with spackle, like drywall spackle in the past, so I might try that again. So once I address those cracks, the next step is going to be adding gold paint to the appliques. I had a bit of a dilemma when I was thinking about the hardware. I thought spray painting it gold would just be too much gold going on. The other option was painting it the same color as the secretary, but then I thought it would just blend in. So in the end, I went with this oil rub bronze spray. I also got this knob from Hobby Lobby for $4.99 to add to the lid so that it could be opened and closed easily. And while the hardware was drying, I turned my attention to the chair. I found this beautiful cream fabric with a very dainty little stripe going through it, and I decided this was the perfect fabric to use on the seat of the chair. After the paint was dry, it was time to apply a layer of clear wax over the chair and the secretary desk. I applied it with a brush, and after it dried, I took a soft cloth and I buffed everything. When using dark wax, it's very important to use a layer of clear wax first. That way you can control how much of the dark wax is absorbed into the paint and allows you to easily wipe away the dark wax with a soft cloth to get the desired look that you're looking for. If you find that you applied too much dark wax in one particular spot, you can use a little bit of the clear wax on a soft cloth and go over that area to lighten it. The application of the waxes had dulled some of the gold sheen on the appliques, so I took some rub and buff on my finger and went over those just to add back that shine. And I liked the look so much that I went ahead and I added it to other areas of the secretary. And here she is in all her glory. I added some of the gold rub and buff to the rosettes on the corner, and I think that really enhances them without making them too overwhelming, as well as some gold details along the underside of the drawer. My husband installed the new chains for me, so now the lid of the secretary is able to stay open on its own again. And here is the finished chair. The chair got the same treatment as the secretary, but I didn't add any appliques or gold detail to the chair. I felt that since there was already so much going on with the desk, I wanted to keep the chair more subdued, but I think it still complements the secretary very well. I'm very happy with the way that these two pieces turned out. The vintage secretary is going to be one of the statement pieces for my French-inspired bedroom makeover, and I really think I captured the look that I was going for. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my little painting project. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel so you can be notified of future videos that I post.